What we're proposing is a Veterans Memorial Park for Little Canada. This idea probably started with the day my plane lifted off from Cameron Bay in 1968. At that time I was leaving my military family and wasn't coming back to one, and that has gnawed at me since '68.
So when Rocky brought this to the council for the Veterans Memorial Committee, I jumped right on. I was really excited. I mean, it's going to be a beautiful addition to the city.
The new Veterans Park will be a different park than what we've had in the city existing before this time. It's a piece of property that we really had no developmental plans for, and this will add a little different venue of park to our community. It won't be an active park with children's playgrounds or athletic complexes.
It's going to include a walking trail. It will include a memorial stone.
It'll mainly be strictly to honor the veterans and not your typical park setting.
Well, the council, you know, we've been very involved, looking at the plans, making sure it's what the city wants and what the community wants, and that it's going to be a good fit.
So the Veterans Memorial is going to consist of a place where you can go and remember and reflect veterans.
Upon graduation from White Bear, I felt like I was lost. I was offered a job as a bricklayer a couple years later, at which time I also heard from Uncle Sam, and Uncle Sam said, "We need you." I joined the Marine Corps, went to San Diego. When I got to San Diego and I was in boot camp, and I was one of 3 that passed the test, and I could go to Officer Candidate School. I became an assistant drill instructor, and I stayed there for about 3 months. While I was in Korea, I was a member of the 1st Marine Division, 7th Regiment, and our job was 1/3 security of the demilitarized zone which separated North and South Korea. I had 4 ribbons in the time, basically all having to do with being in service in Korea. We do give up 2, 3, 4 years of our life to serve our country, and every one of them deserves special recognition, and many of them never will have any recognition.
We really are focused on getting members of our community honored in this park, but it's really called the Veterans Memorial Park, and so it honors all veterans. So anyone that wants to honor a veteran can really buy a paver brick to be able to honor that person. The city said to the committee, "You guys raise the funds and we'll allow you, we'll approve it and you can go forward." We've put together a program where you can buy a paver brick. You buy a paver brick to honor a veteran. And there's a number of different ways you can do that.
We're offering 2 sizes of pavers. One will have 3 lines, one will have 6 lines. And that's a great way to honor any veteran in your family, whether it's old or young or still in the service. Some people have asked whether you have to be a deceased veteran or if you have to be out of the military, and we will take anybody that has anything to do with the military, whether they're serving today or if they served 20 or 40 or 50 years ago. Your donations can be sent to the City of Little Canada, and you can go to the Little Canada website and look on there. There's a form that you can fill out if you're buying a brick. It tells you how to fill it out, how many letters you can put in and which way exactly they can go in and what the cost is in each one of them. And send that into the city. They will send you back a receipt for your tax deduction for the donation to the Little Canada Veterans Memorial.
We'd like to get other businesses involved to be able to help us fund this memorial park. And they can do that by simply either donating and purchasing a paver, or they can donate in cash donations, or they can perhaps help us out in some in-kind services.
Hi, I'm Jim Schwalbach. I'm the owner of North Heights Hardware Hank here on Rice Street. I've been working for this store for about 40 years now. My father was a veteran. I got a lot of relatives that were veterans, and I looked at the people that were putting this together, and I wanted to support them in any little way that I could do.
Our goal is to have the Memorial Park done and completed with a grand opening on November the 11th. We're asking you to get your order form in and your monies in to the city the day after Labor Day, which I believe is in the first week in September.
as I walk around and I see people in uniform, I walk up to every one of them and say, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. These are special people. They put their name on the line. And when you put your name on the line and when you go into service, that means that maybe that'll be your last job.
Although I'm the council member, I'm not a veteran. And I'm part of the community, and I'm excited to be part of the community. And I think that once this is done, it's going to be a place to stop and reflect, and to be able to really seriously thank our veterans, and to thank even our country, and everything that goes on around us, to be able to just stop and reflect and just look at what we've got there and be able to say, I'm really glad that I live in Little Canada. I'm really glad that I live in the United States of America.